Hi everybody, this is Howard of avtransfers.co.uk, and today we're looking at a very interesting device, an AMS 400 made by the company Metro Sound and featuring an exciting 2-year warranty. This is an AM stereo converter. Now this is a unit that if you were living in the 80s and if you were shopping around for an AM stereo radio for your car, you may have battled to find one. But this device offers a whole new take on that because it adapts itself into your car setup. In other words, you connect it between your car antenna and your car radio, and it will pick up an AM stereo broadcast and transfer that onto an FM stereo broadcast that you can tune into on your radio. And just looking on the close-up here, it says receives Motorola, Kahn, Harris and Magnavox AM stereo broadcasts. So this was at a time that the final sort of settlement on which broadcast system was the best hadn't been finalized. And although we know now that Motorola was the winner, Kahn, Harris and Magnavox all had their own versions. Magnavox being Philips, I guess. So what's unique about this, it decodes all AM stereo broadcasting systems. And obviously being a car product, it has nighttime illumination and connects to your FM stereo car radio. And it has a tuning indicator light. So if you've tuned into your station, then it lights up. So my plan is to unbox this, and I've got a couple of AM stereo goodies I want to test. So in this video we're going to try and hook this up for starters and see where that takes us. So stand by. Okay, so there's quite a long road ahead for, exploring these things, but there's so much AM stereo stuff kicking around that I haven't unboxed or looked at. General Spur, I don't know what that means. I don't even know what country this would have been sold as. I think I must have bought this 5, 6, 7 years ago on eBay, and I just had it in a box. At the time I think there were a few, but this one is mine. Ooh, good old fuse in the old days. Remember that, when you used to get a car radio and you had like a fuse kit and a mounting kit? So this, I guess, would mount it under your dashboard. Can you even imagine like screwing something in under your dashboard these days? It would be like imagine sticking this in your Tesla. Actually, before we even get to that, let's have a look at this. Oh, right. Instruction manual. The AMS 400. Right. Made in Japan. Okay, right. IF frequency. Okay, that's fine. So it gives us some of the specs. So that's the sort of normal AM range. IF frequency better than 60 microvolts sensitivity. Signal to noise better than 45. Okay, so it basically outputs a signal at 99.1 megahertz, give or take 1.5 megahertz. So I suppose it had a very narrow range of adjustment. 10 millivolts output. Okay, 12 volt would be enough for this. 200 milliamp. Okay, it's got 4 ICs, 9 transistors, 5 diodes, and 1 LED. Right. Okay, so let's have a look. The AMS 400 is a converter converting AM broadcast signals, monaural and stereo, to an FM stereo signal. So please set your car radio to a receiving position of FM stereo. The output frequency of the AMS 400 is preset to 99.1 MHz FM when delivered from the factory. Please readjust it with the tuning core of the coil, which is located on top of the unit if you have interference from a strong broadcast. Okay, and then there's a picture of it with the bracket. You would definitely put it under your dash. And yeah, very simply put, power in, there's your fuse, antenna, car antenna, and to the car radio. And wow, okay, pretty cool. Let's see if we can get this out of here. Oh my goodness, really stuck in here. Wow. Gee whiz. Okay, nothing like a good shake won't cure. Oh my gosh. Right. Okay, this is literally virgin. This is brand new. Okay, so this is the bracket you would use for your car radio. To mount it, you'd screw this into your dash somewhere. I guess either on top or underneath. Probably underneath would make sense. Wow. I mean, I just can't even. I just think we used to do that so much in the 80s. You know, drilling and screwing radios into our car dashboards. That was the thing in those days. All right, let's have a look here. And there you have a first look. So very simple. Power on, power off, mode A or B. I guess that would be to select the type of stereo. Probably one would be Motorola and one would be all the others. That's my guess. Metro Sound. Who made Metro Sound? It's probably just a Japanese brand. It actually feels brand new. It's got that new sort of unused feeling. So there we are at the back. Very simple. 12 volt. Going to, I guess, your cigarette lighter or to your engine somewhere, or splitting off from your radio. There's your antenna in, and there's your antenna out. So let's have a look there. Yeah, it's just telling you the same stuff that was already confirmed in the instruction manual. Quite a sexy little unit. So what's nice about this is, in this day and age, I guess if you are in a AM stereo reception area, if there's still something in the air like that where you are, you could probably connect this in line with your hi-fi tuner. It just needs 12 volts and off you go, and you can tune it into your station. I think my broadcaster is at 1 kilohertz, so it's somewhere around there. And then it would modulate your AM stereo signal to FM stereo, which is really, really cool. So yeah, I'm going to dig out an AM stereo broadcaster, and I'm going to test this out, so stay tuned. So you may recall this, the Metro Sound AM400 AM stereo converter. Well, as I said, it's quite elaborate to set one of these up, so I've had to go digging around to finding various things. So that you're familiar with, this maybe not. This is a UNICEF new old stock, old school radio tape. This is the model CZ300, and it sports an FM stereo and AM mono receiver. The cassette even works. In fact, it's I literally had to take it out the box brand new to set it up. So this system is now as follows. There's an antenna, and that's again new old stock car radio antenna. That feeds into the Metro Sound receiver, which converts the AM signal into FM, and then the radio cassette for the car, which is set up to receive signals on 99.1 FM. But wait, there's more. So not only that, I've had to dig out some small speakers in order to test the system because I don't have car speakers, and powering it all up is a Charman multicom. This is traditionally a ham radio or CB radio power supply. It's capable of doing 13.8 volts up to 23 amps. So it's very useful for some of my old VCRs if I need to get them a very high current input. So that's that. But now I hear you ask, okay, well that's all good and well. What about a source? I mean, yes, there's lots of AM radio sources, and yes, I do have a transmitter that does C-Quam, but there's another toy that's arrived, and this is a national AM stereo signal generator, the VP8253A. Now this is basically a lab type of device built like a tank, and this allows you to create a number of different AM signals. C-Quam, CPM, don't know what that is. ISB, I guess perhaps that's the IF frequency. AM, PM, not too sure about that. We're going to find out. And here we've got different types of modulation. It'll generate a tone in the frequency. It'll modulate a signal. It'll modulate a stereo pilot if you want. You can change frequency levels. You can basically modulate an AM signal exactly the way you want. And then it's very crudely hooked up to with an F plug to a telescopic antenna, which will be fine for the purpose of our experiment. I could go directly in and reduce the wiring, and I suppose I should have, but this was just a quick and dirty kind of setup. So what's nice about this is it generates a tone, and not only that, it allows you to input left and right. So my plan is to input an audio source. It says here high impedance plus minus 10 volts, so it needs quite a powerful input. But we're going to try anyway and see what we can hear. AM stereo. There you have it. Proof of concept. Stereo. There we go. Can you believe that's AM? Okay, let's hear that on a normal AM tuner. Let's go to 729. Okay, it's pretty close to 730. That's the mono signal. Okay. Let's go back to the stereo decoder. So this modulator, if you put too much volume into it, it starts to complain. Unfortunately, these cables are a little bit messed up. Let's see what that sounds like. Let's switch back to a mono broadcast. It's definitely a bit more top end on the other one. (1983) tape deck, 1978 tape deck. In fact, this is a JVC, very funky tape deck. I just picked this one up. KD65, and that's got a very nice spectro output. I just like that, bouncing needles, right? Don't we all? So that is feeding into the AM modulator. And then that's going out over the air at very, very low power to there. Okay, let's try some other stations.
I'm all on templates for this Matt Chorley voice note. Are you? Let's found this a week.
That's an interesting side harmonic.
Please pretend.
Kind of a fun video there, looking at a number of things really. The Metro Sound AM stereo converter, the AM400, which like I say has been sitting in my loft for possibly even 10 years now. I bought it just out of one day I'm going to do something with this. It's impressive. It receives an AM stereo signal, it decodes it, and it pushes it out as an FM stereo signal. You could use that on any kind of tuner. So really, really fun. Then there's the UNICEF CZ300 radio, which again I bought new old stock. I think I paid 40 quid for that, and that's not bad for a brand new in-dash radio. These things are the antiques of the future. I really think so. Are we the antiques of the future? Probably not. And this thing, again, very interesting device. I got that from a totally different auction facility that I'd never used before. And I arranged for someone to go and collect it. So it was I've never seen anything like this. And I've actually bought a lot of these kind of things that I'm going to be unboxing and looking at in the coming weeks and months. As for the tape deck, well, that's a bit of fun. I can definitely hear it needs new belts. Am I going to bother with it? I don't know. It's not like I need another tape deck. It sort of works well enough for our purposes. Anyway, this has been Howard of avtransfers.co.uk, the people that digitize your old media and whatnot. Taking another look at some interesting technologies from the 80s. It wasn't all about Ronald Reagan and Star Wars in those days. There was other stuff going on. And AM stereo, obviously National bought into the format quite heavily and brought out these test rack units. I was under the impression that it had the other format broadcasts as well, but it seems to me like it only has the Motorola system. And I'm not complaining, but that was ultimately the one that was the success. So from me, Howard at AV Transfers, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Adios.